Hey YouTube, back again with another video for the Genesis, and this video is going to be about the third brake light. A common issue that happens with this car, from what I've been reading online, is the rubber gasket seal around the third brake light tends to deteriorate over time, crumble, and fall out just like mine did. Even though I have window tints on the back window, it still crumbled just this past couple months, and I've had the car for 7 years. I've read where it's happened in 3 years. Just a bad not design type but material choice by Hyundai, which becomes real brittle, and I'm gonna show you how to replace the whole third brake light. Now, what I've read online is people will just put electrical tape over this gap where you see where the tint stops. You could do that if you want. I'm not a big fan of putting black electrical tape. I think it's not a good look for this car. Other people have also mentioned that they put weather stripping there and it worked for them. The reason I don't want to do that, besides first and foremost it doesn't look right in my opinion, is that I have a rear view camera, and when at night when I hit the brake light, this whole back window illuminates red because the light is seeping through. So I'm just going to show you guys, if you want the option to change the whole housing, how to do it. Once again, disclaimer, I don't work for Hyundai, nor am I a mechanic. So if you choose to do this project, you'll be doing it at your own risk. So let's get started. So one of the first things you're going to do is go ahead and remove your back headrest. I've already removed the center, and I'm going to take these two out. That way you have a little bit more room to work with, because it is a tight space. So go ahead and take those out. So after you remove the headrests, and hopefully you guys can see it's very hard, difficult place working, you're going to want to slightly pull down the headliner, because it's hooked on by some clips, and you'll hear 4 pops, and you just want to pull it enough to where you can see the 3 screws and another blue clip that actually holds in the light. So this is where you want to get your 10mm shallow socket. You could pull down the headliner more if you wanted to. I really don't want to do that because that is involved just a little bit more work. And you want to get in here and loosen up the 4 screws. Like I said, it's very difficult to work in here. It's very tight. But we're going to get at it. It's 1, 2, 3 screws and a blue plastic pin that holds it in. So I'm going to work on that, and we'll be back in a short while. Okay, so after you loosen the bolts up, the 3 bolts all the way, it pretty much just falls out. The blue little clip comes out. You have to unclip the connector here for the actual light, which is just squeeze and pull, and then the whole unit comes out, and that's what you're left with. So now you get your replacement, and you just put it back in. Should be fairly simple. The only problem with this task is that it's really tight space to work in, so it's a little difficult in that sense. So first we'll connect our connector. It shouldn't be difficult. Okay, that's in. And now we're going to put this back in place. And you're going to start first with the blue clip so it can hold it in. And then you could just tighten up the bolts. There it is, it's set. And now we just screw it back in. Alright, that feels snug. Make sure your wires are back in. This is my rear view camera wire. We'll just tuck that inside. Like so. And you pop the headliner back in place. And you should be good to go. So, like always, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video.